Hymn number 466. Last verse.
The hymn for the walk-up collection, 322. 322. We now invite the Honorable Kirk Humphrey, MP, Minister of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs, to give a small address.
Thank you very much, Reverend Archer. I will give a very small address. A very special good morning to all. A very special good morning to MP Cynthia Ford, who's here with us, the former minister responsible for people empowerment and elder affairs. And again, I offer my condolences. She recently lost her sister. So we offer condolences on behalf of myself and the ministry. I also would think it kind if everyone who's older had someone as attentive as you were to your own sister during her time of challenge as well. I also want to thank you for the way you've led the ministry before I had the opportunity to lead it as well. So thank you very much, Ms. Ford. A very special good morning to the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Mr. Jehu Wilcher, the head of the NAB, Ms. Colleen Walcott, all the heads from the various departments. I see Sharon from Welfare, I see John from NDU, and Roseanne from Child Care Board. A special good morning to all the staff from the various departments who are here. How are you? There's so many people in here that I know. A very special good morning to you, Ms. Marna Riceboy, President of BARP. Thank you for coming. I see you, Ms. Brayton. We just had a very good morning, a very good meeting recently to discuss Alzheimer's and our work that we should do together. Mr. Brayton, the man who read, you should stand, he's 100 years old, you know. That is amazing. Ms. Wilcher, also, thank you for coming. All of the members of the board, all the persons who were here, distinguished all, thank you very much for coming this morning. It is an honor to be here in this church. I've actually been here a few times of late. I must also tell you, because my PS was asking me, and then Rose asked me if about me going for communion, but I'm a confirmed Anglican, having been a server at the St. Mary's Church for 10 years. I just thought I'd share that with you before you question where I'm going up for communion. It is a pleasure to be here this morning, and in my brief remarks, I just want to say, first of all, we have a lot of work to do. And I say so recognizing that we have already done a lot of work. You know, on October 1st, we'll celebrate the International Year of Older Persons with a theme that speaks to resilience and contribution of older women. This month, we will be celebrating the month of the elderly. And I think the theme is Age My Way, which is very important. And this decade has also been a decade for older persons from 2020 to 2030. So we have done a lot and are doing a lot. But I came here this morning cognizant of many things, and I want to frame my very brief comments around three ideas. The first idea was captured in Job 12:12, where the question is asked, if wisdom doesn't belong to the aged and understanding to the old. And I feel that when you think about that in a way, it helps you to reframe your perspective on elderly people, recognizing that they're just not this old, passive group of people who are unable to do something, but that they're an asset with great value. And I feel as if the time has come for us now to reimagine what it is that we can do in Barbadian society. I also feel that unless we change the conversation, we are not going to be able to change the consequences. Or if we don't uplift the narrative, that we're not going to be able to uplift the nation. And I do that conscious of the fact that over this week we've had representatives here from the African continent. And I feel very strongly also about that connection, that unless we change this narrative, we're not going to be able to change the nation. And therefore the opportunity for older people to be a valuable, valid part of Barbadian society is important. And I'd say so conscious of the fact that our society is aging. Colleen, Miss Walker recently told me that it's not aging, it is aged. We're already there. And in the next 10 years, most of us are going to be, 50-something, 60? It is happening at a rate that, I don't think Barbadians properly understand. And therefore, we need to start planning for it. I feel very good about the way Barbados has done its family planning and reduced the number of children we've had. I also feel very good about the way we've been able to extend life in Barbados. But in many ways, that level of planning did not extend itself to the end of the game. So that we've planned to reduce the number of children persons have had, and we've planned to extend life, but we haven't built the systems to make sure that when life has been extended, that it is comfortable. So in a way, we've reduced mortality and increased morbidity so that people live longer, but that they don't live well. And therefore, we have to be able to fix those systems to ensure that even as we extend life, we do so in a way that people live well. And for me, that is the first challenge. We have to recognize that older people are an asset, as they do in other countries, as they talk about the silver economy and what it is that older people can bring to the table in terms of work, or that we measure the non-productive care that they've given to children. What is the value of that in economic terms? I mean, what are we not getting? And I feel that if we got it, we would change the way we've been treating to older people. And so therefore, that is, I think, our first and perhaps one of the more pressing concerns that we have. The second point that I raised was actually in the Psalms. I think it is 71:9, where there is a plea almost asking not to cast me away as I get old or forsake me as I lose my strength. And I heard the plea because I hear it time and time from older people. You see it on occasion on social media. You've read about it in stories in the newspaper. Older people dealing with multiple issues, whether it's dementia, whether it is physical issues. Unfortunately, regrettably really, in Barbados, as people get older, they often find themselves dealing with NC, non-communicable diseases, and the consequential disability, John, maybe losing a leg, and so on. And so I hear the plea, but we just did a study that Minister Ford would have started with PAHO that gave us the situational analysis that tells us that older people in Barbados really are suffering. And so we are doing a number of long-term interventions. We're going to bring legislation very soon to protect the elderly. We're going to have a policy that drives that kind of work, but we know we need to do more. And so I know Ms. Walcott again has been telling me that we need to focus on community-based care and that kind of personal care so that we can treat people in their communities instead of institutionalizing older people. We need to be able to treat people in their communities, to have families do the work. But there is also a conversation to be had around the nature of family and how it is that Barbadian families, for some reason, one, are unable to attend to their older people or unwilling. And I feel it has to be a real conversation. Many of the young people I've spoken to tell me they have no real relationship with their grandparents, so they don't feel the need to care for them. Many persons don't have relationships with their parents. Many fathers were visiting never had a relationship with their children. So there is that, and that we have to be able to rethink this conversation, because community-based care only makes sense if we have a community. And then lastly, again also in Psalm 71, it reminds us that, I think it's 18, it reminds us that older persons are saying, yes, do not forsake me, not until the time that I have shown you the strength of the Lord, or that I have shown you what it is that is possible if you do have such a relationship. So it was not by accident that I felt that we need to have younger people on the board, and there are many young people. I want to thank the board of NAB who are here. There are many young people who are on the board because that intergenerational exchange is going to be so important. That is why I feel we have to do the program Mend and Mentor, where we put young people with older people and so on, so that they can impart that level of wisdom and values that drove Barbadian society that are now gone. And so there is a lot of work on all of us. There's work for the state, there's work for the family, there's work for the older persons. We do so in partnership. I hope we can do so in partnership with the church. I know we're going to do so in partnership with BART. I know we're going to do so in partnership with the Alzheimer's Association. I know we're going to do so in partnership with your organization and all the organizations that represent the elderly. If I haven't yet seen you, please make it your business to see me. The government won't be able to do everything, but together I feel we can get somewhere. I think that's a song. But I want to thank you for hearing me. I know I was given a very small time, and I think I've already extended myself beyond that time. But I want to thank you. I feel so passionately about this work and what it is that we can achieve together. I want to thank the staff of the NAB who worked through COVID, who worked with minimal PPE at times, who've done a lot of work, who are taken for granted, who sometimes have to deal with older persons who, because they're dealing with dementia, as we discussed, Ms. Brayton, may not be the easiest, and who haven't had the commensurate training. But I want to thank the staff for all the work that they've done and continue to do, and it is my humble honor to serve you as minister. Thank you very much.
Good morning to each and every one of you gathered here this morning, and on behalf of our priest in charge, Reverend Suzette Archer, a warm welcome. Minister Humphrey, thank you very much for your kind words. Your foundation at the St. Mary Church have stood you in good stead. Thank you. Perhaps you should go on to that other college. I want to take this opportunity, as we've already heard, to welcome the minister and in the Ministry of Public People Empowerment and Elder Affairs, and also to the Honorable Cynthia Ford, Parliamentary Representative for St. Thomas. Welcome. And to the entire staff of the National Assistance Board as we commence the launch of Senior Citizens Month. Thanks very much for choosing St. George Parish Church. We are very pleased to have you here. A warm welcome this morning also to the Honorable Phil Phillips, Commercial and Cultural Attaché, High Commission of Barbados to the Republic of Guyana. Welcome, sir. Welcome also to Sergeant Rudolph Clark, his relatives and friends, as they join us in worship to celebrate his birthday, which is today. Welcome. I see in the audience Sergeant Gittins and I think it is Collymore, Miller, Cadogan. Welcome. And to all of our online viewers, a warm welcome. Condolences. We offer sincere condolences to Sister Ermin Ray on the death of her brother, Harold Bend Holder. Arrangements for his funeral service will be announced at a later date. Please remember her and the family in your prayers. Rest eternal grant unto them, O Lord, and let light perpetual shine upon them. May he rest in peace. The season of creation will run from today, September the 4th, which is being celebrated as Creation Sunday, to October the 2nd, the feast of St. Francis of Assisi, under the theme, Listen to the Voice of Creation. In the Winners Circle Inc., under the direction of Madam Justice Barbara Cook Aline QC, in collaboration with the Murray Holder Memorial Trust, they're hosting its annual Post 11 Plus program for students who are preparing to enter secondary school. This virtual program will take place on Friday the 9th and Saturday the 10th from 9 until 12 noon each day. Areas covered will include transition to secondary school, the body, self-esteem, bullying, and conflict resolution, and more. And there are lots of prizes to be won. On the west door and in the north porch, you will see a flyer that will give you a link for this webinar as well as the meeting ID and password. For any further assistance, please contact the series coordinator, Miss Rondell Smith. And again, her contact number and email address is on those flyers. Members of the Mothers Union are reminded of their monthly meeting to be held this Saturday, the 10th at 4 p.m. in the church. And another reminder that the St. George Parish Church presents Cultural Delight, an evening of music on Sunday, September the 25th at 5 p.m. here in the church. Admission $20, tickets available for members of the choir. Those of you who subscribe to the new Daylight devotional booklet, please be reminded that they are now available for the period September to December. Before I go into the congratulations corner, I'm going to invite Reverend Suzette to say a few words.
Good morning again. And Honorable Minister Humphrey, please note it was not me who said about the small dress. Just for the record. Two short notices. One, the Anglican Diocese of Barbados will also be celebrating the Senior Citizens Month, and please listen out for activities that will be organized. Two, there is a survey that has been sent out by the diocese, the Mission Action Plan Committee, and I believe some of you may have known about it, some may not. The day has passed for it to be submitted, but I have asked for an extension for St. George until Tuesday. Mrs. Aline will, or probably has already sent out that survey because it's an online survey. So if you are able or if you are willing, please submit that as soon as you can. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Reverend Suzette. In the congratulations corner, celebrating their 7th wedding anniversary tomorrow the 5th, Renal and Cheryl Gittins. On Tuesday the 6th, Cedric and June Burke will celebrate their 55th wedding anniversary. And on the 9th, Friday the 9th, Mark and Hazel Norville will also be celebrating their 55th wedding anniversary, and joining them on that same day will be Edgar and Jocelyn Messiah celebrating their 55th wedding anniversary. On Saturday the 10th, Hampton and Rose King will be celebrating their 62nd wedding anniversary. Congratulations to all of them. In the birthday corner, celebrating today the 4th, Monica Craigwell, and joining with her is Hetty Garrett, who was at the 7 o'clock service, and Zarina Gaskin, who is here this morning with us. Tomorrow, Rosina Clark celebrates her birthday, and joining her will be Kelly Burke, who is the diocesan secretary. On Tuesday the 6th, Cheryl Gittins celebrates her birthday, and joining her is Catherine Roberts. On Wednesday the 7th, Maureen Elcott, Erna Ford, Colleen Rock, and Omar Walton. On Friday the 9th, Margaret Cave celebrates her birthday. And on Saturday the 10th, Esther Mears and one of our ushers, Wilma Trotman. And to all others celebrating anniversaries or birthdays but did not want the world to know, happy birthday, happy anniversary to you, and congratulations. And to all of you, once again, thanks very much for joining us for this service. I do hope and pray that it was of some benefit for you. And when you leave here, you can take the word to the wider community. Do have a blessed day and a beautiful week until we meet again. Thank you very much.
Recessional hymn 375, 375.
Lord be with you. Go in peace and serve the Lord. Do have a blessed, safe, and peaceful week, everybody. Thank you.